All Blade content is available at bobtheblade.com. This is the Blade Video Podcast. Welcome to the desert. It is 102 degrees. Now from his tin shack, here is Blade.
1 hour photo. Just driving around, and just keep in mind all the photos that I take them. I don't just get them from the internet. I used to do that all the time back in, 20, 30 years ago in radio. I'd have the undoctored photo on my website, and I wouldn't touch them. Real photographs. And I just take these with my little camera, So you can see this 1 hour photo. Aren't they more like 9-second photos now? Why is that still there on the drugstores on every street corner down here? Because I live in the Sonoran Desert, and there's either a drugstore on every corner or a Mexican restaurant. Could be a car wash, depends on the corner. And you walk in and there's nobody behind the counter. Cobwebs on the copy machines. Seriously, 9 seconds. Take a picture, you can enhance it, crop it, send it off, and they've got it in their hands in 9 seconds. 9-second photo, not 1 hour photo. Sometimes I'd walk in there and there'd be some old folks in there. They need the help. Understandable. Come on, woman, you're giving them 20 feet. Drives me insane. I hate to keep flogging a dead horse, but it drives me insane to go into a line on a hot day where it's 102 degrees and be right behind someone who has to wait 20 feet behind the person in front of them. The COVID day is a different thing. 6 feet. Okay, we all got that. We all stood 6 feet apart because we didn't want to get COVID if we went out. But if you look closely, you can see the guy at the counter with his brown shoes on ordering something at Starbucks. 20 feet behind him is his chick. What's the deal? And then one other person, and then I'm the third guy behind her, just about this far from the door to have to stand outside on the 185-degree sidewalk in a 104-degree day. 20 feet away from this guy. That's a restraining order. That's what that is. Come on, man. You got to move the fuck up. God. My new National Geographic has a list of people with their photos in it, and it's not, the editors or the camera photographers, any of that. It's special people that want to make the world a better place in one of my latest National Geographics. Their photos, and they've got it down to 4 categories, right? Visionaries, creators, icons, adventurers. Now you got to ask yourself, are you any one of these? Because I'm sure not. Never have been. Never will be. My motto is this. Anytime I go to bed and I haven't made the world a worse place to live, I've made it a better place to live. I've done my job that day. That's my motto. Just don't make it a worse place to live. Congratulations to all of our visionaries and creators and icons and adventurers. I don't think I have any friends that want to make the world a better place because they may have a better touch with reality. I think it's cool living in a town that has Pert Road. I have to call it Pert Road. I know it's Neil Peart because I've heard him say that before. He's called himself Neil Peart. I know how to pronounce it. And I said it one time here and I was corrected. So I say Pert Road just to go along with the locals. Pert Road, probably one of the construction magnates that kind of put the town together. And we also have McCartney Road or Street or Boulevard or whatever it is. I like that. And there's an intersection, Pert and McCartney, which I love. And I smile when I see him. I really do. But when I see Biznaga Street, I just laugh out loud. Biznaga. As you can see here, it's the bottom one. Right in the middle of town. And here's why I laugh, because back in the day, Adam 12, 96 Rock Days, back in the day when he was mad at the ladies, he wouldn't call them biatches like they did back then. He'd call them biznatches. So when I say biznaga, I just laugh out loud. Adam 12. To you. Drive around every now and then, you see a Mexican crew like this working their ass off, man. Look at these guys. Some days I drive by there and they're putting up an intersection, with stop lights and stop signs and all that kind of stuff. which is great. Asphalt in the roads and all that, different lanes and painting them, you know, and they're boom, 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 boom with their hammers. You know, they got their jackets on. It's 102 degrees and they are just working their ass off. I saw one of those crime shows one time. There's a couple of hoods in Denver, Mexican illegal imports, and they got arrested and went to jail in Denver and escaped, no less. Said, hell, we're going down to Mexico, back to Mexico where we came from. So they go down to Mexico, and after 3 days, they're back in the United States calling the police, trying to get arrested again. Why'd you do that? They say. Because every place I went to down in Mexico with my buddies, none of them had running water. None of them had toilets. None of them had any food. So it's the old saying, isn't it? Prison may not be so bad because you get 3 hots and a cot. Look at these guys. Is it worth leaving Mexico for that kind of work? And 100 degrees, is it worth it? Is it? Okay. I was putting my cart back. Well, actually, I was taking my cart out of Fry's, the grocery store that we have around here. And, it's rolling down the asphalt parking lot going to my car. And I take a look to my left and I take another look and then I take another look. And now there's a term called head turner. And I'm like, whoa. Yeah, whoa. And out loud, I accidentally went, wow, like an idiot. Whoops, didn't mean to do that, but it was a wower. No question about it. Local girl, Mexican. I know she's local because she's Mexican. That's how it is in the town. And so I'm trying to get to my car as soon as possible. And she's walking over to me slowly, very slowly. And it's like she's got a plan somehow. And she's looking at me the whole time. And she said, thank you for doing that. You made my day. And I said, well, I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. Didn't want to come off as rude. Whole time thinking, listen, I got to get to the car, man. I've got frozen chocolate pie in here and some frozen pizzas, and I don't want chocolate syrup rug carpeting in my car, and I don't want my pizza boiling in the car, And so then she starts to tell me the story of why this made her day. Her ex-husband and the kids spend more time with the ex-husband, and they love him, and then the ex-wife, and then the whole story. And I know while I'm sitting there trying to be polite, I've got Hershey syrup forming in one of my bags, and my pizza's mozzarella is boiling over in my other bag as I'm trying to get to the car. And I wait for the breath that comes when the sentence is finally over, and I say, okay, have a nice day. And I just hustle over to the car as fast as I can. I look back on the way back just to take a look back, and I'm telling you, I took this shot. Now she's got this little swagger. So I did make her day, on accident. Then I run into this guy who's smoking, and he seems like he's 85, which means he's probably 55. I'm like, dude, how long have you been smoking? I'm just curious because I want to smoke so bad. He said, I've been smoking my whole life. Said, they cut your chest open, man? Did you get one of those teeth cuts in there and, bypass? I said, yeah, they did. He started to show me. He said, you don't have to do that. 5, what do they call it? Quintuple bypass for smoking. I said, I feel like a new man. I got to behave on this earth, man. I can't smoke. I had a heart attack in 22. I'll have another one. I haven't had one since then. I can't smoke. And every day I have the cravings. They never go away. Never go away. If I ever have to go to a rest home, I've sworn to myself. I've got friends that are going along with me on this. Man, I am going to smuggle liquor in there. I'm smuggling cigarettes, drugs, you name it. I'm bringing it with me. I'm going to misbehave and raise hell in there. If that's the way I have to live last remaining days of my life. I mean it. Hell, I may even start smoking if I make it to 75 just to enjoy the last maybe 10 years of my life. Maybe. I don't know. Cravings every day. They never go away. Okay, last story here. The town has boycotted Kia's, which is a little grocery store right down the road from me. It's a convenience store, but they have everything kind of. Kia's, Kias, and it's run by this Vietnamese family, and they live on top of the, top of the grocery store, right? And you can see them like once a week at one of the 2 grocery stores stocking up 7 different carts of stuff, and they buy it from the 2 grocery stores and go put it in their store, sell them in their stores, triple the price. What kind of way is that to do business? What's cool about it just reminded me, in the grocery stores and any store here, you can buy liquor. You don't have to go to a liquor store. It's not managed by the government or the state. You can buy it anywhere. Any store, mini bottles, you can buy anything at any store at any time of day. Just different, right? But at any rate, so everybody boycotts them and goes to the grocery stores. Kias, see a picture here. Nice people, but I was just thinking about this. That woman's pack, that Vietnamese woman's cart, reminded me of the Mexicans that move a lot around here. You've seen it, the Mexicans that move from place to place with the whole family, right? I mean, somehow they do it, and they're really good at it. They'll take a 92 Ford Ranger, and they'll stack it up with everything they've got. Beds and chairs and end tables and stoves and dryers and tires. The whole family in the front seat. Abuela, abuelo, muchacho, primo, all of them are in the front seat, and they're moving. They're going down the highway with their flashers on 50 miles an hour, and they're not moving a bit. They're going straight and they're running perfectly, and there's no tilting. How do you guys do that? Man, they're really good at it. I'm telling you, son, next time I move, I'm hiring one of those guys, for $150 instead of spending $9,000 on some moving two guys in a truck company that are really like, 1,500 guys now. Just thinking about the federales around town. It's such a quiet town. Nothing ever happens here, except for sometimes they stop someone for speeding. I heard a gunshot last week. And that the miracle of all that is that I am 2 hours from Mexico, and I haven't seen any cartel stuff around here. I haven't seen any drug activity around this part of the Sonoran Desert in southern Arizona. Again, that I know of. It's just such a quiet town. And if I were the federales sitting on the side of the road waiting for a speeder, and I see the Mexican families, with this 9-foot high, 12-foot high packed trucks moving down the road to some other hacienda down the road, I'd think to myself, what do they got underneath all of that stuff? I think that. What do they got? What kind of La Coca is packed underneath all that stuff, and they're taking it down to Mexico or down to, some other town, Phoenix, Tucson, something. And I'm figuring this, the federales are sitting, it's so hot here, man. No one wants to do anything. They're sitting on the side of the road and they're thinking, I'll bet you they've got, 15 kilos underneath all that junk out there. Do I feel like unpacking that truck, packing it back up and sending these guys to jail and doing all the paperwork for it? No. Have a nice day. Different down here. No, seriously, wait to hear the story of next episode. Wow, 6 months. 6 months I couldn't do anything but sit on a couch and stare. I'll leave it at that.
Well, there you go. Find all Bob the Blade content at bobtheblade.com. I'm Mercy Regent. See you next time.